Boop, boop. All right, OBS is freaking out. Hopefully we're not dead. Hi, everyone. How's it going?
Hey everyone.
Is everyone here?
Did the intro just not work?
An indie critic says there's no audio. I don't know why that's happening. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that is weird.
It shows up in OBS as capturing audio, and then some.
Maybe we need to do something about that. I don't know. Yeah, I watched a little bit of the stream today. The audio didn't come out at all.
Yeah, it's something about the Twitch because.
The Twitch.
The Twitch, yeah. Well, because
maybe it's your audio capturing software because I tried playing the same intro.
There is no audio capturing software though. It's all OBS.
Oh. Well, for me, it's out. I need to use some external audio capturing software because.
Because your computer was made in 1972. Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
Because my computer was made in 2011 and it's a Mac, so.
Hey, Gethin, thanks for being here. Hey, Indie Critic. Hey, Max. Hey, Ninja. Hey, Wumbo. Hey, me. Hi, me. How's it going?
Hey.
Good to see you,
man. Hi, everyone.
And everyone else.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm doing well. How are you doing, Wumbo?
I'm doing pretty good. Had a nice day. Nothing too new. I went to the swap meet today and bought some stuff.
Nice. That you're gonna sell on eBay for an extraordinarily like a big old profit, bunch of monies.
Definitely trying to break even out of it.
Okay, breaking even's good.
Yeah,
that's a good. Catching up with the chat real quick.
Getting it, bros. Get it in the house. Hey.
Gethin, I'm glad you're here too, buddy. I'm glad all you guys are here. Who's this guy with Twitch Prime? Oh, that's me. How are you liking Twitch Prime, Indy? I have, or Critic, I suppose I should call you. I have Amazon Prime. I just haven't linked it yet because, like, I got to be honest. I think if when I'm broadcasting, I have all those symbols next to my name, it's going to be kind of obnoxious when I talk in chat. Of like, oh, look at the guy with the freaking 4 symbols next to his name or whatever it is. Can you toggle the symbol being on and off, I wonder? So, like, I can get the benefits, but it doesn't show up in chat.
I don't know.
Awesome says a 5-hour stream today. Nice. How did the stream go?
Damn, dude. It must have been... Max the Blue says, "Hey, Nostal, I unfollowed and followed you back because it did not show that you were on."
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. You're not late, Gethin. I'm gonna go ahead and blame Twitch on this one.
The intro played very late.
Well, it's weird because OBS is saying we've dropped 0 frames, and we're streaming the whole time, and then halfway through the intro video, it just shows up on Twitch. It just immediately comes to life halfway through, and like it's like the first 40 seconds of the stream just didn't exist. It's very strange.
You know what? Just for fucking YouTube, I could just edit in the intro.
Yeah, but this happened on Undertale last night too. So I'm wondering why it's Twitch doing this. And it's not happening all the time either. It's just sometimes.
Or maybe you need to update OBS.
Might be it. I'll look into that. What I might do is just, if it's like the first 30 seconds of the stream or whatever that's not showing, I always have a blank screen on before I start the intro video. So what I might do is just turn on the blank screen for 30 seconds and then start the intro.
Okay, but the intro audio is still not playing, so...
Right. Yeah, I don't know. We'll look into it. I'll update my OBS. I know there is a later version of OBS, but it's supposed to be minor issues. It's not supposed to be anything big. So, I don't know. I'll look into it. Hopefully it'll get better. Sorry about that, guys. Thanks for bearing with us. Indy says you can do that with the old Twitch Turbo, unless they changed it. Okay. Well, I never had Twitch Turbo, but...
Huh.
Awesome says my neck hurts from the 5-hour stream today. Congrats on doing the 5 hours, buddy. Sorry that your neck hurts. Dude. Maybe some Tylenol. Might be good.
Ibuprofen. No, wait, no, not the best idea.
Wait, why? Why not ibuprofen? What's wrong with ibuprofen? What's wrong with ibuprofen, Wumbo?
How old is Awesome?
Like 14, something like that.
Okay, maybe.
What's wrong with ibuprofen?
No. There's like an age problem, right? Or not age problem, but you have to be like at a certain age to take ibuprofen.
Maybe. I know it's like easier to do lasting damage with Tylenol than it is with ibuprofen. Because like acetaminophen, you can like blow out your liver if you take like 8 of them or something terrible. It's like pretty easy to kill or not kill yourself, but like do some big damage. I still can't forget about that fight last night, says Max. Max, let's just leave it in the past, buddy. If you're ready to move past it, then we all are.
They came Etc podcast where we talk about Tylenol.
Tylenol, etc. Well, I'll tell you everything that's going on in the world of Tylenol. I'm sure that recipe has changed a whole lot. Indy says, yep, you can turn it off. Just try it out. It's in chat settings. You can change it from the crown of the old Twitch Turbo icon to nothing, depending on what you want. All right, then. I'll link my Amazon Prime with it. I'll do it.
All right. In the meantime, we got some news today.
We do. Real quick, just catching up one last time. Awesome says I got 9 times maybe 12 nines there, 10 nines, something like that. And FNAF 1, so that's good. And Max says BRB. We will be here, Max. All right.
That's good.
Wumbo, you want to get into the news?
Let's get into the news from an article from Kotaku. Players who pirated Pokemon Sun and Moon say Nintendo is banning them.
Good. Next story. No, sorry. Just kidding.
Yeah, you kind of... You don't buy the thing. You go out where you the pirate the game. What do you expect?
If you want to play a game, pay for it.
Yeah.
What's your stance on this?
It's like, no shit, you're going to get blocked. I'm surprised, but Nintendo's actually going the extra mile on this one, though.
Yeah, they're getting their whole online play revoked, right?
Exactly.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
I
That seemed...
I gotta be honest, I think that's fine. I think if you're gonna hack and you're gonna, or not hack, but if you're gonna pirate stuff and you're gonna, rob them of their money, then this is sort of them saying, we don't really want you in our community if you're not gonna buy our stuff. And I think I respect that. I think that's within their power to do. I am curious how this affects the
community.
The community. Are they going to lose? I mean, they are going to lose people over this, but how many?
Well, it's not going to stop anyone from just making a new account on Nintendo ID or whatever.
But is it linked to your 3DS forever?
No, if I do. Fuck.
Like, what's the logistics of it? Could I?
I actually don't remember. Last time I really messed with 3DS friends or whatever was playing Animal Crossing with Party about maybe a month ago. So I don't know if it's completely completely connected to your Nintendo, or your Nintendo ID is completely connected to your 3DS. And if you can log out of it, then maybe you can connect multiple accounts.
Right.
I'm not saying if that's true or not. Maybe I need to look into that more. But if only one account's connected to a system, then that's a bit of a problem. Yeah, but I understand why Nintendo's doing this, because
DS Lite, they couldn't have pulled this because there wasn't like a centralized Nintendo network, and now there is. And so, yeah, I mean, theoretically, anything you bought from the eShop, any of your save files that are in the cloud, all of that could potentially just be nuked by them. So, it's interesting.
Definitely is. But also saying if they pirated this, they probably pirated a bunch of other stuff too.
They might have just done this. I mean, this is a very popular game. People are liking it.
Yeah.
Miles is putting pictures on the Instagrams, and all sorts of things are happening.
I don't know. I see him put some stuff in Snapchat, and I think I saw something on Twitter of his of Pokemon Sun and Moon. I haven't played it myself. Wasn't too interested in this, but a lot of people are really liking it. So.
Catching up on the chat real quick. Critic says, I tried playing Sister Location, I died. Then I beat it 100% because I died. Yeah, I was there. He streamed it over on Beam, which is this weird, it's not really it's kind of a Twitch knockoff, but it's also kind of better than Twitch in a lot of ways. It's interesting. But anyway, he was streaming that over there, and he died on night 2, and he exited out of the game. He's like, well, we beat it, everybody. Nice job. And I went on to the next one.
That's not how that works in Critic, but that's awesome.
It's a hard game to like. Awesome Gamer says, my next stream is some random FNAF crap. Nice. Johnny Lawrence, welcome to the stream, buddy. He says, I was playing this racing game, and these two guys are pushing me off the track, and then I switched to my Ferrari and beat their butts and left enraged. Nice.
Yeah.
Evelyn Kit, welcome to the stream. How's it going, Evelyn?
Hey, Evelyn.
Johnny says, look at you cute guys in your dorm and Wumbo in the basement. Aw, well, thank you, Johnny. That's very nice of you to say. What are you doing later? Get that Umbrella says, hey, Wumbo, did you see the new trailer to Kong Skull Island?
Yeah, I have.
What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty good.
Okay. I have not
seen it. I guess the opening song's kind of off-putting, like, this is Kong Skull Island, but, that's kind of the point.
Something
I'm not
so
exactly
nice
sure
and cheerful sounding, like Kong Skull Island.
You see King Kong a lot more often than you think, which is good, I guess. But maybe the trailer's kind of lying, and doing the whole what you were talking about with Star Wars Rogue One, we're only showing Darth Vader one scene. They probably only have King Kong in a couple scenes in the movie.
Yeah. No, I'm admittedly and unabashedly not up to date on.
I'm not sure
the
either.
King Kong mythos. Where does this?
They probably rebooted everything.
Okay, so this is the whole new continuity. This is not the Jack Black one that came out in 2004.
It's either that or it's a sequel to it. I'm not fully sure.
Okay, all right. Max is back. Thanks for being back.
I just know Tom Hiddleston and
I like Tom Hiddleston.
Samuel L. Jackson. I think
that's a good cast. I like.
And John Goodman's in it too.
I like all those people
playing the crazy filmmaker.
Can John Goodman play King Kong? Because that'd be a star casting. I would watch that movie. John Goodman just comes in, he's pounding his chest. He's like, welcome everyone to the King Kong. And then, anyway.
That's not how that works, but all right.
Critic says I got bored. Yeah, Sister Location's a boring game. Sorry, I'm just catching up with the chat real quick.
I'm sorry.
Johnny says, Max, hey, in 30 minutes, you want to do our thing. And then Max says,
oh my.
Johnny's being very aggressive about the flirting.
Yeah.
Max says, somehow, I'm PC and the stream is normal, or on PC the stream is normal, but on iPhone it's like 3 seconds behind. Probably just doesn't have as good of a Wi-Fi chip. That happens. Awesome says, the last stream Nostal was out, I found Eyeless Tales and Five Nights at Sonic's. True story. True story.
Again, it says it's a prequel to the 2015 one. I'm guessing you're referring to King Kong.
2005 one. Okay.
Okay, I didn't know that. More you know.
So is Jack Black as a baby going to be in this one? It's like, hey, everybody, I'm Jack Black. Wham, wham. Let's go to that big old Skull
But that's
Island.
kind of weird, though, because they have helicopters, and it seems like it's a Vietnam vibe.
What was the time period of the 2005 one? I don't remember. That was more or less modern day,
1940s. Like,
never mind.
When the movie was, like the original movie was made.
Okay.
So
I just remember him being in like a restaurant or something and asking a girl like, "Hey, are you a size 8?" And she was like, "Ah," and she left. He was like, "No, because we already bought the clothes and we have to recast the actress." And anyway, that's literally all I remember about that movie. Also, big giant bugs that made me really nervous.
Oh, the spider thing?
Yeah, not okay with that. Evelyn says, "Can I tweet stream install?" Of course, you don't have to ask, Evelyn.
Johnny says, "Why am I in the basement?" Because it's the quietest place in my house, and my parents don't complain when I'm doing the podcast.
True story.
True story. Oh shit, Wumbo! I thought you were.
I just thought it was you. Damn.
All right.
Next story.
Back to this.
Anything else you have to say?
I understand when Nintendo's doing this. Yeah. I can't really blame them for doing this in the first place.
Yeah, pay for games, guys. A lot of people put a lot of work and a lot of time into these games, then you go and pirate them, and how are they supposed to make more when they don't make money? Pay for your games.
Yep. Next story. Another Pokemon story.
Pokemon!
This is from Eurogamer a couple days ago, and for what I hear, this is official now. Sources say Nintendo Switch gets Pokemon Sun and Moon version. Yeah. No?
Not no, just That's my thinking voice.
Okay.
No,
new version. Yeah, this is. I mean, it's certainly going to sell if this actually happens.
Well, it all depends on how well the Switch sells. I mean, like I don't
that too, but like it's a reason to buy the Switch. Like, oh, holy shit, they have an HD version of Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Right. I just the 3DS already has a really large install base, so I don't know if people that already have 3DSs are going to go buy the Switch just for Pokemon. I don't see this as a console seller. Like, if they really want to play Pokemon Sun and Moon, they're probably going to pay for the 3DS, which is almost certainly going to be cheaper. So, it's interesting. I don't know.
A new version of Pokemon Sun and Moon will launch for Nintendo Switch. Multiple sources tell Eurogamer that the game is already well into development and will launch in 2017. Currently holds codename Pokemon Stars, which, okay, that makes sense. Earlier generations of Pokemon games have featured a third title launched later with expanded features. Pokemon Yellow, Game Boy, Red and Blue, Star Trend, which continued until Pokemon Platinum with Diamond and Pearl. Which, surprisingly, there wasn't one for X and Y. There wasn't a Pokemon Z.
No, and there wasn't for Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. There were hints in the game.
Those were remakes, that's why.
But there were hints in that game that there was going to be a Delta Emerald. And then they never did it, which is interesting. But
that's odd.
My takeaway from this is it's coming out significantly later, which is fine. The NX or the Switch isn't out yet, so obviously this game wouldn't be out yet. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
But the fact
we're going to release this game before the console comes out.
Well, you say that, but the PS4 Pro was in stores before it was announced.
Okay, that's true.
So, crazier things have happened. But the takeaway I'm getting from this is they're codenaming this, and this is like industry insight, and they're saying a version. Like, I don't think this is a direct port. I think something else is going on here.
Maybe I keep hearing a HD remaster of this game, or of Pokemon Sun and Moon being floating around in here. Maybe it's based on Pokemon Sun and Moon with added on stuff.
Yeah.
But not exactly that, you know?
Like, if I had to speculate, and again, that's all this is speculation, but I'm thinking this is more like a Game of the Year edition sort of thing.
I wouldn't mind that. Still, it's Pokemon. It's still Pokemon Sun and Moon on your Switch.
Right.
And maybe it's a little bit altered too. Maybe it looks better because it's basically a portable Wii U.
I hope it looks better. That would suck if it was the same resolution as the 3DS.
Yeah,
and the
that
Switch.
would. Yeah.
But like the codename thing is what strikes me as weird. Is like we already know they're called Sun and Moon. Why are you codenaming this project? Like that's strange to me. I don't know. This is weird. This is
Yeah.
weird.
With Pokemon Stars, the idea will be revived. Uh, but for the first time, we'll see the mainline Pokemon series spanning separate Nintendo consoles within the same generation of games.
Real
Indeed,
quick, the Indie Critic. Thanks for the follow. Sorry.
woo! Indeed, Switch will be the first Nintendo home console game to receive a main Pokemon adventure, and it took 20 years.
Well, they
Later
sure
on,
took their sweet time, didn't they?
yeah, they did. Everyone's been wanting a console Pokemon game that's not Stadium or Snap.
And for the record, I like Stadium and Snap.
I've only played a little bit of Stadium. I've never played Snap.
It's fun. We got Coliseum and XD Gale of Darkness for the GameCube. Those are good.
That's true. But that isn't like a mainline RPG, Pokemon.
I mean, it is. It technically is. It plays how the games
Coliseum?
play. Yeah, and it's like a 3D open world.
Oh, okay.
And like, yeah, it's real cool. It plays how the games do, but it's not exactly the same. You like start off with level 30s or 35s, and you're sort of like this weird lovable rogue person who's like riding around in your like motorcycle buddy car with your Umbreon and stuff. It's kind of cool. But anyway, Johnny Lawrence calls us nerds. You're goddamn right.
We are nerds and we love it.
Whoops, I said a bad word. You're gosh darn right. Sorry.
In fact, you may have already seen something about the Switch version in Pokemon and Sun and Moon's teaser trailer. Okay,
I don't
for a split
this.
second. I don't remember this either, but there's a little screenshot right there. Yeah, that seems like it's a bit stretching it right there, but maybe they found some other sources that are talking about this too.
That's like a teaser for a teaser. That's not
exactly.
That's a whole lot of
that's teaserception.
That's like I don't even have a comparison for how little of proof that is. That's like
no, I can think of one. Looking at Valve source code and see
that's true.
Left 4 Dead 3 and it never comes out.
Yeah, how much you want to bet Valve just does that? Just every now and again, they're like their numbers are dipping. People. Yeah, they're just not getting as much coverage, and they're like, okay, guys, we're just our circulation's a little bit low this month, so for that Dota 2 update that is literally just doing bug fixes, just throw literally the letters HL and the number 3 somewhere in there altogether. It doesn't matter where. Just use that as one of the bridges in your code or something.
What?
Someone's attacking Wombo. Wombo's getting murdered. Everyone, run.
I'm sorry about that, younger brother.
Fine. Are you okay?
Did you get murdered? Yeah, I'm okay. No, I'm getting murdered. You were saying?
Oh, I just think that's kind of a smart move of like Valve, who literally never needs to make a game.
I was gonna say just also put HL3 in that too.
Yeah, literally anywhere. Anywhere in that code, and then just keep people busy for 6 months. Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh says Max Pokemon.
I'll be right back.
Okay. I've liked Yu-Gi-Oh before. I grew up with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon, but Yu-Gi-Oh is not that endearing to me. It's a fun card game. I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh around the time.
My little brother didn't close the door. Sorry.
No, you're fine. I stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh the card game probably.
Yeah, I haven't played that game in years.
5 years ago, maybe something like that.
Oh, 5 years. I haven't played that game maybe in 10 years.
Oh wow, that's a long time.
I do remember though. I was a huge fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, which is amazingly bad, but I had
it's bad in a good way, though.
It is bad in a good way, especially with the dub. And I distinctly remember having the armband thingy, or
oh, you had a dual disc.
A dual disc, yes.
Yeah, there you go.
And I also could swing around too. And I only used it like once or twice in an actual game of Yu-Gi-Oh!
Best $40 you ever spent, am I right?
Or my parents spent, actually, but still.
Best $40 your parents ever spent. Yeah. So, bottom line, do you think this sells consoles? Because I think no way.
Oh, no. It's certainly gonna give the Switch more attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, and definitely Pokemon fans are going to love this.
Yeah. I think this is cool. I think
this works for Nintendo fans, and Nintendo fans are already going to buy the Switch in the first place.
Yeah, I think you buy the Switch maybe just to play Breath of the Wild or whatever, and then
which got held back.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's right along with Kingdom Hearts 3 and, But I think this is cool. I think this is definitely, you get Breath of the Wild, and a couple months later, you have no idea what else to play on here, and you're like, oh, I like Pokemon, I should get that. I think it's just
that works, but like this might increase sales of the consoles, but not as much as it's expected to be.
Yeah, I don't think this is a console seller. I think it's a cherry on top, and I think it's a nice cherry on top. But I don't think this is going to severely impact Switch sales for better or worse. I think it's
going to impact it just a little bit, but not that much.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, honestly, I might be like the small demographic that something like this is actually aimed towards. Of like, I don't have a 3DS. I like Pokemon. I want to get in for the next 3 years at Pokemon or whatever, and I want to get, the optimal experience, because we assume this is going to be full HD or whatever, or more HD than the 3DS. So this might actually be aimed more towards someone like me who doesn't have a 3DS but likes Pokemon and wants to get in again.
Okay.
It's interesting. Anyway, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on.
Max says, I mean, which is stronger? Yu-Gi-Oh! Stronger. I mean, we can just use spells. What do you mean by stronger?
Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Max says. That's hard.
Harder,
I guess in terms of card games, Yu-Gi-Oh! I remember having a lot more fun with that than Pokemon. In terms of anime, Pokemon. Yeah. Even though they're both kind of crap now, but still.
Oh, let's not sugarcoat it, Wumbo. Those shows have been crap for literally like 10 years. It's not longer.
I mean, with the exception of that Pokemon Nostalgia show.
I never saw
that. I forget what it's called. I think it's like Pokemon Universe or something, where it shows like remakes of the game's story or whatever.
I think we actually covered this a few months ago.
Yeah, we did cover it, but it was a while. I forget what it's called.
Yeah, I remember vaguely hearing that it was a thing, and I don't think I ever saw it. I think they put it out on YouTube though, actually.
Yeah.
But anyway. Next story?
Yeah, next story. Voice actors strike continues. 450 attend picket in Ratchet & Clank office or Insomniac Studios. 2, 4, 6, 8. Come on, negotiate.
In other news, another Trump riot was burned to the ground by an arsonist. And, sorry.
I wouldn't be shocked about that either, but still.
Yeah.
We've been hearing a lot of protests lately, but this one is different. Because people are trying to get residuals. Let's skip the update for a little bit, because the actual story, the full story is down here.
You got it, Stan the man.
And then we'll read the update a little bit, because they're trying to fix some things.
Okay.
As the video game voice actor strike continues into its second month, that does not appear to see an end in sight. The latest action comes on Thursday, November 17th, with approximately 450 SAG-AFTRA members and allies picketed at the Ratchet & Clank and Sunset Overdrive developers Insomniac Games at its HQ in Burbank, California. This was its union's fourth picket since the strike against 11 games companies began in October 21st. Previous pickets were EA, Warner Brothers, and Voice Actor Productions. All combined with 700 people have attended these pickets in an attempt to have their voices heard. And there's a little video right here too. But
real quick, VoiceWorks Productions. I just didn't want. I just didn't want someone to take a soundbite and then Voice Actor Productions. It's like Wumbo's slandering us in the news. And like anyway.
I didn't mean to say that.
No, you're fine. Just looking out for you. You're good.
Thank you.
Do you want to keep reading, or do you want to stop there?
Yeah. No, I'll continue. I'm slightly dyslexic. Sorry.
You're fine. You're good.
In a statement of SAG-AFTRA said it believes its pickets of Insomniac Games, the largest to date, it should help raise awareness to the cause that they should get money out of. They should get more money out of voice acting. What's your stance about this? We've already talked about this a little bit, but do you think that this is right?
I don't have too much more to say than what we've already said. There are games where the voice acting absolutely made it for me. Like
Life is Strange.
Picture anyone in The Last of Us voiced as anyone else. Like it doesn't work. Like those voices.
Christopher Walken as Joel.
Oh my god, that'd be so good. But it wouldn't work. Like it'd take me out of it. I'd just be seeing like I'm on this weird The Road buddy cop adventure with Christopher Walken. That's a really good idea for a screenplay though. Just do The Road, but with Christopher Walken and me. I'll play the son, and Christopher Walken can play the dad, and we just reenact The Road. I like this so much.
That's not how that works. What happens when he runs to the cannibals?
We'll just take him on. Me and Christopher Walken. Me and Big Chris W. They call him. We'll just sit back to back, and we'll take out our meat cleavers, and we'll just go for it. We'll just fight off the cannibal invasion. But I think here's the thing. I think actors and voice actors are entitled to as much as they can get. That said, you have to keep in mind the reality of they're one part of what is a very large and increasingly getting larger industry. You know, it's like
Yes.
we have programmers and we have developers and we have the project leads and we have creative directors and we have the marketing people. And there's so many facets to this industry and the press and video game journalists and all these things. Like it's a
Exactly.
really big industry
Just
and
think about it as like ordinary unions in the film industry too. You have well, SAG pretty much covers pretty much anyone in production,
right.
riggers, gaffers, directors of photography, directors in and of itself. And the actors, although are the main point, aren't the full, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, it's like it's easy to say, The Revenant was so good. I mean, Leonardo DiCaprio was a genius, but it's like think of how many people were behind The Revenant. It's
Dear
like with
God, for what I've heard, the shooting for that movie was horrible because it
well,
was
and
in the middle of the
like
woods and they were using natural lighting.
it's so easy to view a finished product and to look at the people that you saw in the movie and say they're why it was good. But there's so many
Mm,
names you don't even notice. It's the directors, it's the writers, it's that's the
exactly.
people who did the lighting. Lighting can make or break a scene easily.
Oh God, yes.
It's
Lighting
like
can ruin a
there's
scene.
the audio, the mixing, the scoring, it's like there's so much that can go into it. And if, think of an iconic moment of, when Darth Vader says, I am your father. Had any of those things in that scene gone wrong, it would not be iconic. But it all came together at just the right way, at just the right time to work. And that is a perfect scene. And, it's like I think actors and voice actors are entitled to every penny that they can get. And, it's not everyone's Troy Baker. Not everyone is getting these nice checks on these nice games, and they don't have to worry about anything, presumably, for the rest of their life. I don't know his, net worth, but I assume he's pretty well off. But the fact of the matter is, it's a limited industry with a limited amount of money. So it's like sooner or later, you have to ask yourself, do I want to get paid more or do I want to work? And I'm not saying that their treatment is right. I'm not saying that they should be making less because I don't think that at all. I love acting in video games. And I think that, often I can stomach a bad game if there's great acting. But I think this is a question of ideals versus reality in a lot of ways.
Yeah, they have to reach a happy medium with that.
Yeah. And I don't think it's just on them either. I think, the unions
No,
need to
no,
come to
no.
them and sort of say, look, we're willing to play ball. But I don't know.
It, for the past 2 months, we've kind of seen a lot of aggression between these two, with the developers or with these AAA developers and the union of itself. They can't seem to find an agreement with each other.
Yeah, and it's not. It's I don't want to call it
It's
old news, but this has happened a lot. Like it's not
I
our
know,
first
I know.
rodeo.
This isn't the first time, or probably the last time we'll ever hear this.
Yeah.
But I mean, probably you mentioned Keeper Sutherland not liking Konami, right?
Maybe I don't know if I actually said that, but that sounds
I
believable.
remember. I
It just sounds
remember
like
that.
something that could have
I
happened.
think I heard that from you or some other source, that he didn't really like working on Metal Gear Solid 5 because Konami was kind of fucking him over again.
Interesting. I don't remember that, but that may very well be true. I don't know.
I'm maybe getting my sources wrong, but I did hear something about that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Catching up on the chat real quick. Max says I think Cricket is better than T-Mobile. Well, I have Verizon, so I don't have to worry about it. Gethin says, what is the ripoff of Twitch? I think it's called Beam. Indie Critic would be able to tell you more about it than I can. Johnny says voice actors want their voices to be heard. True.
exactly. Yeah,
Very true.
definitely.
And
Just
Dark
depends how
Spirit
big of a
Wolf.
role it is.
Dark Spirit Wolf in the chat. Hi, how's it going? Thanks for being here.
Hi, Dark Spirit Wolf.
Yeah, so I wish the best for him. I hope it all works out. I wish everyone could just get along. I think everyone's entitled to as much money as they're willing to work for. The reality of it is you often, especially when you're doing a job you want to do, you have to get paid less to do it. That's just kind of the reality of life. So, well, I think it'd be great if everyone could make a six-figure salary doing what they want. That's often not true. And so,
Yeah, it's a reason why a lot of people have multiple jobs just to get that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, think of how many people are waiting tables at 3 or 4 different places in LA trying to make their acting career work. It's like
Exactly. Just think of it as that caliber.
yeah, and that doesn't make it right, but it is the reality. So, I don't know. Do we want to read the update?
Yeah, let's read the update. The video game industry's legal counsel, Scott Wilton, hopefully I'm pronouncing it,
Whitlam,
Scott
probably.
Wilton, released a statement today in response to the ongoing pickets. Wilton is the chief in negotiation for the video game publishers facing the strike. SAG-AFTRA recently called him out, spotting debunked talking points instead of helping his clients reach a fair deal with SAG-AFTRA. Here's Wilton's statement. After a month without being permitted to vote on the company's comprehensive and enhanced final offer, it's not surprising that the members want to see the strike come to a conclusion. Nothing would please the companies more than to see a talented SAG-AFTRA member back at work. It is currently the current offer its members an immediate 9% wage increase and an additional sorry, I can't speak. Compensation $950 per game. How will a member feel when they lose that offer? SAG-AFTRA did not permit a timely ratification. So they're trying to get more money out of it, and that's what they're trying to do. But maybe they're just asking for more.
I mean, it's a good reminder that in this industry, and probably in most, the small minority of people that we see that are doing well, you know, the Troy Bakers and the Nolan Norths and the Jennifer Hales, it's like they're maybe the loudest voices, but the reality of it is most people in this industry are probably, you know, struggling to make just, you know, a few hundred or maybe $1,000 or a couple $1,000 a game, and that may have taken 6 months of work or 3 months of work or something like that, you know. And so it's good to remember that not everyone is Troy Baker. And I think Troy Baker is entitled to every dollar he can get. He's incredible. But at the same time, you just have to remember.
His voice acting is amazing.
He's incredible. And, you know, he's not the only one. I hate that that's always our first example, but there's a reason it's always our first example.
I know. When we think of famous voice actors, it's like when you think of famous movie composers, you think of John Williams, and that's it.
Yeah.
But
to be fair, though, John Williams is amazing.
John Williams is amazing too, but there's other film composers out there.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I want to take it back. I just want everyone to get along. Like, and that sounds so stupid, but it's yeah. You wish everyone could just bury the hatchet and say, you know, let's not find a happy medium. But the fact of the matter is, it's a real world with real problems, and you know, the harder your ideals are, the harder it is to humble yourself and say, okay, I'm going to meet you halfway on this. So, I hope it works out. I do think eventually something has to shift, though. But we're just seeing this happen too much.
There's also a little thing right here stating that the most recent arrangement that renegotiation was in 2011. That was put on the table, breaking forms of comprehension for performers. What SAG-AFTRA is asking is for replication for a decade-old structure that does not fit in the modern industry. Again, I already talked about this beforehand, but the last thing they really talked about, or last thing they tried to do, was in 2011, 5 years ago. Right. Which, again, the game industry has certainly changed then.
Yeah, and I mean, like, what we forget a lot of the time, I think, is that this is still a relatively young industry.
Definitely, yes.
You know,
compared
it's
to film and music itself too, that things are developing and how our society takes in these sources of entertainment.
Yeah, and it's like games. I feel like even just in the last 5 years, games as part of entertainment and pop culture are becoming more accepted.
Definitely, too.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like for a long time they've sort of been on the fringe of entertainment, and we're just starting to see these things. Not that they haven't always been there, but that they're starting to become popular enough where you have stuff like The Last of Us, and you have stuff like, you know, Until Dawn, and these highly cinematic, highly story-driven games that you can sit down at a party and, you know, show to someone that can be like, you know, oh my God, this is a story here. This isn't just shooting people. And I think that's really cool, and I think the more examples we get of that you can show something to someone who's not a gamer and they understand that there's more to it than just, you know, killing monsters. I think
kill monsters important. Or crush candy.
Yeah. That Candy Crush, though, it still makes tens of millions of dollars. Yeah, so I'm not sure why anyone else would ever make any other type of game. Cause
parents still play that fucking game.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Catching up on chat real quick. Critic says, Beam Pro is just a different place to stream. I stream there for other reasons than streaming on Twitch. I streamed on Twitch for 6 years and I just wanted to change. Makes sense. He follows up by saying it's not a ripoff. It's just a different place to stream that has different benefits than Twitch and different flaws than Twitch. Makes sense.
Okay, so kind of, again, like YouTube gaming.
Yeah. And again, I didn't mean to call it a ripoff, Critic. In a lot of ways, I thought it was actually better than Twitch. The latency seemed to be a lot better. So, not necessarily better or worse, as you said, just different. Max says, in Verizon, don't people say they hack into that company? Probably. They probably say that about every company, if you listen hard enough. Darkspirit says, can someone tell me what we were talking about? Right now, we are talking about the voice actor strike.
Voice actor strike.
Yeah. And we're about to move on to the next subject.
Offer Arvalog Gaming said, yo, Nostal.
Hey, Artie, how's it going? Thanks for being here.
Or Artie. Max Blue says, Wumble, you play PS3? I play PS3, PS2, PS1, PS4, PSP, PS Vita.
I exclusively play Game Gear. Nothing else.
I have a Game Gear upstairs, just it doesn't fucking work because those things break all the time.
True story. I don't think any of the Game Gears worked. I think they were actually all defective.
No, they work. Just they were made so cheaply that they break easily.
I heard somewhere they had a 100% defective rate of literally 100% of the manufactured items. No, I'm just kidding. I'm making this
up. Already says Candy Crush XD OMG. I'm like 500 levels or something. My mom is like I'm 480. And we've been playing for 3 months. Jesus fuck.
Indie Critic says the defective ones are the ones that do work.
That makes sense.
Bring up the old feature or bug conversation. Shall we move on, Wumbo?
Yes, we will.
All right.
I have some smaller stories up here, so
cool.
Probably fit it. Yeah. Fallout 4 PS4 finally gets mods. PS4 Pro patch coming soon. Yeah. Took them this fucking long to put mods on there.
I thought this was already a thing. Am I thinking of Skyrim? What am I thinking of? Well, no, Skyrim wouldn't make any sense because Skyrim just came out.
Yeah, no. In October, Bethesda announced after a public disagreement, they had finally reached an agreement with Sony to allow mods on Fallout 4 and Skyrim Special Edition. Notably, the PS4 mods for both games are limited to the ones in use internal access only. This means there are likely fewer or far mods available for the PS4 than on Xbox One or PC. Now, I have actually seen the Xbox One version of Fallout 4 with mods. Mm-hmm. It's really cool that people could pretty much add whatever. Well, not everything. It has to go through like no nude mods or whatever.
Right. This is like a tiny certification process.
Yeah, but it's still pretty cool for what they could do with mods. But like some mods can crash the game, obviously.
Right. If I had to guess, and neither of us are developers, neither of us are engineers, so take what we're saying with a grain of salt. But I bet you anything, it's Microsoft, and we keep hearing about Project Helix and these things of basically, every Xbox game is going to be a Windows 10 game and vice versa, supposedly.
Mm-hmm. So the Xbox One's built more like a PC.
Yeah.
So that's why it was a lot harder for it to be even pushed onto the PS4 to begin with.
Yeah, and it's like the Xbox One and PS4 have very similar internal hardwares. It's basically the same thing with a bag on the side, It's like these systems aren't that radically different. It's the architecture that they're built with. And the Xbox One is already basically running a version of Windows on it. So, it's like this sucks for PlayStation players, but at the same time, I don't see the mod community on console being big enough for this to really impact sales or reviews in a big way.
Yeah, I wasn't. It's cool that mods are there, but I'm not really interested in dabbling with them. I just like to play the base game alone. I know I'm weird in this. I know Fallout is really good with mods, but I would rather mess with mods on a computer.
Yeah,
because I know there's more of an option there.
I think if there was. If you were hemorrhaging this % of the PC community away from mods, then it would be a problem.
That would piss off a lot of people.
And Fallout 4 is one of those games like GTA 5 where the modding community is so big and diverse on PC. There's so much going on there.
Exactly. So just to have like a limited amount of mods that could only work for the game, then that would piss off a lot of people.
And like this is Skyrim, and I'm quoting the second hand, so I'm probably messing up something, but like I believe they're either early in the process or something. But basically, the Xbox mods had all these diverse mods, and then there was like 10 approved PlayStation mods, and one of them was like, lampposts, adds lampposts to the world. And I'm like, ooh, that's enough to make me go back and play that 200-hour game. So it's like,
No. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Anyway, Critic in the chat says, thought they said on the show I was with you guys on, they said they were not allowing mods on the PS4. I think they said they were like offering a reduced amount of like with Fallout there was like 80 on Xbox compared to like 10 on PS4 or something like that.
Yeah.
Artie says the mods are horrible, so freaking boring, not exactly what we wanted. Makes sense. And then Artie also follows up by saying, I beat Fallout 4 multiple times, main story 4 times for every other story portion, but I traded it after the mods came out because they were so bad. Makes sense.
Yeah, okay.
And Foxy, welcome to the stream.
Hey, Foxy.
I'm currently downloading GTA 5. Speaking of GTA 5, says Foxy. Also, I made $107. Nice. Congratulations.
Nice. Awesome.
Well done.
Already says, I beat Fallout 4. Oh, wait, you already said that.
No, we're good. We're good.
I'm not Look, when you play a console game, you don't really expect mods. It's a cool little feature, but I'm not really too interested in it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, some PC gamers might get a kick out of this, but there isn't that much to choose from, as you said before.
I think this would be a totally different story if it was like, hey everyone, people playing on Windows 8 and before are only going to have a limited amount of mods. I think that would change everything.
That would piss off a lot of people too.
But I think the fact that this is on console, which is like, not every console player is playing Fallout 4, not all of them are using mods, not all of them are on PS4. It's like, when you segment it down that many times, eventually there's just not enough people getting mad to actually
exactly
warrant too
only
much
PS4
change.
users are going to be pissed off about this, and I'm not pissed off about it.
And I'd say, yeah, I think probably, and we're just pulling numbers out of our butt here, but that's what we do here. We speculate. I'd say probably 90% of Fallout PS4 players agree with you. I don't think this is going to make or break the game for most people. So, I mean, it's still a very dense, very big, diverse, awesome open world game there for you to play with or without mods. So,
Reading the chat. Dark Spirit Wolf says, I want Fallout 4 on Xbox 360. No, it would not work on Xbox 360.
Yeah. That'd be really cool, Dark, but it's just not going to happen, buddy.
No, Xbox 360 is like 10-year-old hardware.
Jesus Christ. No, it's like 11-year-old, isn't it, at this point?
Jesus.
It's older than that. Hang on.
God, that's weird to think.
Doesn't it make you feel old?
It does make you feel old.
No, it's 2005, right? Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I'm almost old enough to say that I've lived in decades now too, so it's kind of weird.
Yep, November 2005.
Whoops. Fuck.
Yeah, we're old.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you want to move on?
Yeah, let's move on. 2 more stories left. Warner Brothers buys Machinima fully. Wholly owns Machinima.
This is really interesting.
Yeah. Also considering that Machinima isn't exactly getting the numbers that it used to.
Excuse me.
I mean, it's still it's still something like Maker Studios or Polaris, but it's certainly not getting, the attention that it used to. And also the Machinima that's coming out isn't that. I don't watch it because it's not really that good.
I was just thinking about this today. Like, I'm really curious where these networks are going to be 5 to 10 years from now. I don't know if we have as much of a, and this is all conjecture, so take what I say with a grain of salt, but I don't know if we have as much need for these big networks as we did, in maybe 2008 or 2009.
No. I've seen so many videos of people saying that the networks fucked with them or something like that, taking a large pay cut, not actually helping them or helping the channel itself.
Yeah, and I mean, like, more people know who Markiplier is than know who Polaris is.
Yeah.
But Markiplier's a part of Polaris, so it's like, if Markiplier just left, he arguably has more pull than the network he works for in terms of, like, the weight that his name carries. So I think it's going to be really interesting to see, like, once these contracts start to run up, maybe, there are also benefits beyond just the amount of money that you make. It's, the copyright checks are, less rigorous, if any, when you're part of a network, and they pretty much...
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
although
I've
heard stories of people part of Polaris are now part of Maker kind of getting fucked over by copyright, and they're not doing anything about it.
Yeah, like, the fact of the matter is you and I are nowhere near the point of getting partnered with anything. So it's like, we're definitely on the outside looking in on this one. But I don't know if having these networks serves the same value it used to. I think if we start seeing some of these contracts expire and, PewDiePie has more weight than pretty much anything else in the game industry.
Studios he's part of, right?
I think he's part of Polaris as well.
Okay. Anyway, yeah.
Well, Maker Studios controls Polaris according to this article, so.
Oh, okay.
So I guess that's all sort of connected.
Which is owned by Disney.
Interesting. Dark and Foxy are taking off. Have a great night, guys. Sorry, we read the chat intermittently on here, so we go about 5 or 10 minutes with stories, and we read the chat. So if it seems like we're not getting to your messages, we're going to. It's just a little bit more delayed. But.
Yeah. Hashtag Twitch is crashing.
Is it?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not. I find this to be interesting, but I don't think Machinima's been on YouTube for almost a decade now, if I'm correct, right?
Yeah.
Like the actual channel, not Machinima itself. If you know,
Right. What's going on with Red versus Blue these days?
I think it's still going. Rooster Teeth is still doing pretty well with it. I haven't watched it. I've only seen like the first couple episodes of season 1, and that's it.
Okay.
If you want to talk about Red versus Blue, talk to Party because she's obsessed with that show.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have pegged Party as a Red versus Blue person. Interesting.
Yeah.
Party does kind of do that though. She often just has these I don't want to call them random, but it's random like interests that just sort of don't jive with anything else. But that's kind of just Party. So I don't know.
Party, we love you.
We love you, Party. Throw out those heart emojis for a dear friend. Party, mix it up. Foxy says, I'm not going to get into the Xbox versus PS4 stuff war. Smart woman. Artie says, I'm not about the war. I have an Xbox One as well. Makes sense. Max says, the remote on Xbox sucks. Dark says, making fun of my console.
Wait.
Don't pick a side here, but the right side is PS4.
The PS4 does have a lot better not better exclusives. It has a lot more exclusives.
Which is weird because for a long time it didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Well, to be fair, both sides didn't have many exclusives. I mean, you had wonderful games like Knack.
Yeah, at the beginning it was literally like, "Hey, Knack, you want
and
that?
Rise,
you want that
Roman,
cool?"
Rise Roman.
Oh yeah, that game was not good.
No. Then you had games like The Order 1886, which looks amazing, but
yeah. And then there's I think Bloodborne is probably the first really strong PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, Bloodborne's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and that was what, February 2015.
Yeah,
that was pretty. Good.
You could probably get it for like $15 now.
Oh, I'm sure. Great game too. I was just talking with Miles about it the other day. I think he was jumping, or was that you, or was that Miles?
For Xbox versus PS4 exclusives, you mean?
No, about Bloodborne, like in the last week or so.
If we're talking about like just talking.
One died, everybody. He's no longer with us.
We talked about last episode, etc. After Dark.
Are you still there? Did you die?
I'm still here. I'm still here.
Okay, you froze for a second. It's fine. Yeah, I think that was Miles. He was like starting Bloodborne or something, and he was.
All right.
But yeah. Anyways, dang, I remember owning a PS4 when I was 5 years old. Says Artie. Crazy. Oh, PS1. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense because I was like, if you own a PS4 when you were 5 years old, you were 8 years old at the oldest. And I was like, you act way older than that, Artie.
Older than us.
Crazy. Max says, yeah, boy, I'm making fun of your console. Fox is off to bed. Have a great night, Foxy. We love you. And then Dark also took off, but just after he took off, said, hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and welcome to Let's Play Five Nights at Freddy's, or welcome back to Five Nights at Freddy's. Interesting. Interesting. Artie says, didn't they update Red vs. Blue to Halo 5, or do they still do it on Halo 1? I have no idea.
I don't know. I haven't played Halo 5. I wouldn't know. Just I know that doesn't have split screen. That pissed off a lot of people.
Yeah. I mean, that's such a couch co-op game.
Yeah, it made couch co-op.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this last week, but like Halo with my friends, like Halo Combat Evolved with my friends was GTA 5 for most people these days. Of like just play with your friends and screw around in this world. But Artie says the only thing I hate about PS4 so far is the fact that there's no backwards compatibility. Yeah. And
you can buy your games digitally.
Again, which is great. I think PS5 will definitely have backwards compatibility.
That or maybe
if not through hardware, then through emulation. I think. I think
okay, because you could literally do the PS1 hardware through it's software now.
Right.
Yeah,
PS2 as well.
Even PS2 now. So
yeah, and like
PS3, I understand there's some problems, processor and everything.
And we talk about that a lot.
Yeah,
the weird proprietary stuff going on with the PS3. So, bottom line, I don't think your PS3 stuff will ever become backwards compatible. I do think your PS4 stuff will be backwards compatible with your PS5.
Okay.
And I do think the PS3 and PS4 technically run on the same PlayStation network. So, yeah, I think your games are safe from here on out, at least for the foreseeable future. But Artie says he's only 22. Makes sense. Max says I played the Grinch game on PS2. That was a deep cut, but cool. Hopefully it's good.
Wait, there was a Grinch game for PS2?
Apparently. Okay. He played it.
I actually ran into like a Grinch game for Sega Dreamcast at the swap meet today. I didn't buy it.
Crazy.
But yeah.
Artie says, do we have a confirmed date for PS5? No, I'll be surprised if it's
way too early.
I'd be surprised if it's any sooner than 3 years from now.
Yeah.
I think PS4 Pro is definitely like a halfway point in the life cycle.
Okay. All right. have anything else to say? Anything else to say about the Warner Brothers takeover with Machinima?
It'll be interesting to see what they have planned.
Yeah, because or maybe they'll just keep things same as before. I don't know. I'm just wondering though, like how long will this last? They invested. Let me see. I think they bought it for maybe 100. Warner Brothers first invested in Machinima back in 2014 for $18 million, and they probably spent more now.
Yeah.
So I don't know how this will affect their future. I'm still subscribed to Machinima, but I only really watch their new stuff.
Yeah,
News.
Machinima specifically doesn't really interest me much about this, but I am really thinking about in the back of my head of like, I think these people as individual personalities, as influencers, have more weight than the networks they're a part of.
As you said before, and
yeah,
I still love Steven Larson, and they're still part of Machinima, but
yeah, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see this going forward. Do we get a Red versus Blue movie? Probably not.
That's Rooster Teeth.
Wait, where does Rooster Teeth fall in on this? They're not technically. Who are they owned by?
I think they're under Maker.
Okay. But Maker's not owned by these guys. I messed that up. My bad.
Yeah.
Disney apparently owns Maker.
As we said before.
Yeah. All right. Well, it'll be good to know. I don't know why. I just had a total brain fart. I'm not sure why I thought Red versus Blue was Machinima. But my bad.
Well, I mean, it is technically Machinima. It falls under that genre of YouTube videos, but it's not.
Not the Machinima.
Not the Machinima.
Gotcha.
That's what. Yeah.
All right. Shall we move on to the final story, Wumbo?
Mm-hmm. This isn't really much of a story per se, but I figured you would definitely like this.
Okay. Real quick in the chat. Already says, didn't PSVR already come out? Yes.
Yeah, it did.
And Max said, I think in Netflix they have a show of Blue versus Red. They do, actually. I think that's just the old YouTube version archived on.
That is just Red versus Blue ported onto Netflix.
Yeah. Port. I like that word there. Good job. They ported it onto Netflix. That's a video game word. Well done, Wumbo. I like that. You know, every time Walking Dead finishes their season, they take the season and they do a port of it and then put it on Netflix before the next season comes out. True story. I'm just kidding. I was being funny. Alrighty.
All right. Hideo Kojima explains the ups and downs of the creative process. Hideo Kojima told a crowd at the Apple Ginza venue in Tokyo on Thursday night that despite any hardship, his passion for creating games is his own reward. When asked by an audience member how is he able to go on as a solo creator after his Archimedes. Damn it, I can't
Sorry,
speak.
I was looking at the chat. I lost where you were.
his split with Konami.
I have no idea. Acrimonious, maybe?
Acrimonious split with. Wow, we're both having problems with words tonight.
That's a big old word.
Yeah, acrimonious split with Konami pushed towards realization of his vision to face adversity. Konami replied, "It's because they love doing it."
Kojima.
Kojima says it.
We don't use the K word around here, Wumbo.
I'm sorry.
You're fine.
Kojima said, "Sometimes it can be hard," he admitted, "but what I feel against... when I'm feeling... Yeah, you can read this one. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. If you want me to take over, I can.
Please.
Okay. Sometimes it can be hard, he admitted. When I'm feeling up against it, I sit down and watch the making of James Cameron's film The Abyss, which is really tough, or the documentary by Nicholas Winding Refn on his filmmaking ordeals. These give me courage. I take a slug of painkillers and I carry on. I think I have to love it, or I'd never be able to carry on, he continued. If I were to give up, then I would never achieve anything, so I just have to have faith in myself. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and he also has a Refn right next to him.
Is that what it was?
Yeah.
Refn?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the director of Drive, I do believe. He would.
Got it.
The reason why they're all doing this in the first place is because I guess they're premiering his newest movie in Tokyo, and Kojima was just there saying, "Hey, I'm promoting this.
Hey, my name's Kojima, and you should like this thing." And all the Metal Gear fans are like, "Yes, we like it now." It has the seal of approval from Hideo-san or Kojima-san.
Well, I mean,
I suppose.
We know Kojima is a huge fan of movies, not just of influences in other movies and his games, but just look at his Twitter. You always see movie shit on his Twitter.
I think Kojima's just a guy who just loves to love things.
Exactly.
Yeah. Which might sound stupid, but like he really is. He's just an enthusiast of culture. He just loves everything, which is kind of it's so great following that man on Twitter. Like he's amazing. But anyway. Yeah, I mean, spoke at the event, Neon Demon, Drive Director Ruffin. Let's see, and I quote, I really wanted to meet Valhalla Rising star Mads Mikkelsen, so I contacted Refn to ask for his number. I was very fascinated by what Kojima did. This is from Refn, I think now?
Yeah, the director.
Yeah, because it was very different to what I do. He was going to be in London, so I flew over from Copenhagen, and we had dinner. There was a kind of calmness in our interaction. We didn't have to talk a lot, but we kind of knew that we were going to say, and it became a foundation of our friendship. Okay.
Aww.
I like this
Best friends forever. Best friend. No.
Ring.
There actually is a documentary about Refn, I think.
Interesting. I honestly don't think I've heard his name till now.
Yeah. You were about to say? Sorry.
Yeah, I want to go on a tiny little 30-second tangent here.
By all means.
The big old naked Norman Reedus from the Death Stranding trailer. The not last week's Walking Dead, but the Walking Dead before that. Spoilers for season 7 of Walking Dead. You have 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Minor spoilers for season 7 of The Walking Dead. Daryl, Norman Reedus, was naked in a cell being held captive by characters I'm not going to talk about because I don't want to spoil any more than I have to. But what's interesting is I was like, oh yeah, it looks exactly like the Death Stranding trailer right now. And then what's more is someone on Twitter today went and put the Death Stranding title over that image, like a screenshot of that scene. And so I was like, oh, like we're getting like a Norman Reedus cinematic universe. I'm liking this a lot.
Would be funny if he had like handprints all over him too.
Yeah. But anyway, that doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but I thought it was kind of funny. I do want to catch up on the chat real quick. Womble's in the basement, says Johnny. I think he's technically in the garage.
I'm in the garage, yeah.
Yeah. Evelyn says I missed anything, Nostal. I mean, just us. Just talking about games and nerd culture and movies and sometimes sex stuff. No sex stuff tonight. I don't think we talked about much sex stuff.
Let's talk about sex, baby.
True.
Talk about you and me.
True story. Artist says, it's okay, Wombo. Everyone gets tongue-tied. Yeah, it happens to the best of us.
Yeah. Sorry
also,
about
like,
that, guys.
Wombo has dyslexia, so, like, calm down. It's fine. It's okay.
I'm not fully... I don't even know if I'm fully dyslexic or not. I sometimes read some shit wrong.
It's a good excuse. Just use it. It's fine. No one cares. We're all here for you, Wombo.
I don't even know if I'm really dyslexic. I'm sorry.
Max says, I hear there will be a game of Pokemon you can fight other Pokemon. I mean, like a brawl. Sort of sounds like Rumble. Pokemon Rumble.
Okay.
Would be interesting, then.
Evelyn says, by the way, hi,
Mortal Kombat, says Max. What? There's something like that. It's like Pokemon Tournament, I think it's called.
Oh, yes. I've actually played that. That's pretty fun.
Is it cool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's made by I think it's made by Namco, which, who made Tekken. So
I remember, I've never played it, but I remember seeing that in like pre-release stuff, and I was kind of mad there were only like 12 Pokemon to play as or whatever.
Well, there's a lot of support Pokemon.
I did not know that. That's interesting.
There's a ridiculous amount of support Pokemon.
Are those more involved or less involved than Pokeballs and Smash Bros?
I guess more involved.
Okay, I can live with that. Because like Pokeballs and Smash Bros, like they're there, but like, I mean.
If you get like enough energy or whatever, you could summon these characters that could support you.
I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and it depends on the type of Pokemon. They give you like defense buffs, speed buff, power buffs.
Okay, I like that.
And like they also attack your enemy or whatever.
I like that a lot.
I find it weird that there's 2 versions of Pikachu.
What's the other version?
There's a Luchadore version of Pikachu.
Because why not? I want a frame-for-frame remake of Nacho Libre starring Pikachu instead of Jack Black.
They probably exist somewhere.
I think it'd be good. Evelyn says, by the way, Wombo, hi, how are you?
Hi, Evelyn, how are you doing?
Artie says, is Death Stranding out yet, or do we have a gameplay for it yet? No.
No.
3+ years. Not going to see that for a long time. That, like, I keep saying this, and I feel bad repeating myself all the time, but I also don't think people are hearing me. Like, 6 months ago, they were buying their computers to make the game on, guys. Like this game's nowhere close. Nowhere close. I'm just as excited about this game as everyone else, but seriously, stop asking about it. I don't think you see this at E3 for the next 2 years. I really don't.
Max Blue says, add me on PS3. Yeah, I'll add you on PS3. Same as, yeah, okay. Evelyn says, Wumbo, Nostal, guess what? What?
What? Whatever. Artie says, oh, I want to see it. I do too, but like...
Yeah, we all want to see it, but we don't even know what the hell it is.
What's that Miyamoto quote? A good game takes time, or... I always mess this up, but basically, like, a delayed game is eventually good, a rushed game is bad forever, or whatever. It's like, I'd rather they take their time and do this game right than have a, I don't know, Metal Gear Solid 5 conundrum on their hands, where there's just this giant gaping hole in the thing when it's released. But Artie says, I don't keep up to date, my bad. That's okay, Artie, that's what you have us for. We read the news, so you don't have to.
So it's cool that Kojima talks about the his creative process and how he likes to make games. Yeah. Even though it's very stressful, he still goes on through it.
And he's going around. He's cross-pollinating. He's not just in the video game industry. He's making titles.
Exactly. No, cool. he as we said before, he loves films, and he's been trying to do. I know some people have been talking about a Metal Gear movie for forever.
Yeah,
but it's not going to happen now.
I'm sure. I mean, a story pops up about it every 6 months or so. We hear some company acquired the script, or someone is attached to direct, or fell off to direct. Or I mean, I don't know. I still stand by the fact that just because something made a great game doesn't mean it would make a great movie. I don't think we need a Metal Gear movie. I think it'd be cool. I think if it's done right, I think it'd be much easier to mess up. I don't know. We'll see.
All right. Okay. I think we're done with this.
Okay. Evelyn says, I'm a kitty and I'm happy so far today. It's 5 a.m. Best morning so far. Nice.
Aww.
Artie says they're basically rushing it so quick with it coming out next year. I don't think this
Destiny
comes out next year. Oh, Destiny 2. Okay,
2.
Sorry. I was talking about Death Stranding. Gotcha.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't know. I haven't played... Well, okay, I've played 5 minutes of Destiny. I know my dad was obsessed with it at one point.
Gotta see what those Guardians are up to.
I didn't really find the game to look too interesting, with the exception of like the trailer for The Taken King or whatever. Was that looked cool?
I liked like the 30-second TV spot that sort of made it look like a buddy shooter of like, oh hey, you made that guy mad, you stole his son or whatever, and I was like, oh, this is funny, but I didn't.
Yeah, there are those TV spots are accurate though. You can't just go into a world with a bunch of friends and then shoot up some stuff.
Yeah, I watched probably 2 hours maybe of my brother playing Destiny at launch on the 360, and
oh god, why on the 360?
Well, because when it launched, we didn't have a Xbox One.
Okay.
Because that was what, 2013? It's been out for a good bit now.
Yeah.
Something like that. 2014. I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway.
Sorry, I thought they would half-ass on the Xbox 360 version.
I mean, it was fine. It was like, it's Destiny, so I mean.
Okay. You were saying.
I saw it and I was like, oh, this is cool. I like the loot grinding. I think this is fun. I don't have anywhere near enough time to actually get into this game. It's the problem I have with many games, which is the learning curve is so steep that if I'm not constantly going on raids and getting these gear and upping my levels with other people that are just as dedicated as I am, I'm just going to fall behind. So it's like, when it's moving that fast, it's really intimidating to me because it's like, oh, look at all these other games that I can play in 6 hours and then be done with, So, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Genda Bros says in the chat, I'm working on a special thing so I need all y'all's opinion on something. What do you think makes a character look depressed without being in the face? I'm asking this because me and a friend of mine are scripting a film/series. What do you think, Nostal?
Oh man, that's a big question.
That is a big question.
Probably lack of eye contact.
Body movement.
Yeah. I think too often we go with the person who's sitting in shadows with their head hung low that's talking really quietly. I don't think you need to be that over the top about it. I think you can just be someone who's maybe disinterested in everything.
Depends on also how it's shot too.
Oh my god, yeah. Maybe the less you say about them, the better. If they're sort of on the fringe and you're just sort of noticing that when you see them, they're not super happy. Like, don't give them 100% of the attention. I don't know. That's all I can think of right now. That's a big question, though. That's really hard. It depends on how it affects your story, I guess. How big a part of, the story that character is and things like that. That's a really big question, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Max says, Kaioken! I don't know what that means, but cool. I'm assuming that was supposed to be Japanese. I'm guessing.
Kaioken?
Kaioken.
That's Dragon Ball Z, I think.
Oh. Kaioken.
Let's move on to, I guess, our topic for tonight.
I do want to catch up on the chat real quick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're fine. Evelyn says it's only awesome because Nostal and Wombo, favorite streamers of all time ever, are streaming. Aw, thank you, Evelyn.
Thanks, Evelyn.
Artie says Destiny was in like 4 years into making, and it came out a month later than expected. Now Destiny 2 is coming out pretty early, but I hear they are resetting your characters when you update 2, which is going to piss off a shit ton of people. I think you probably see support for Destiny 1 a year, 18 months past when Destiny 2 comes out. I don't think they're going to drop that immediately. Warrior, welcome to the stream. How's it going, buddy? He says new stream setup. This is just our Sunday setup for Gaming Etc.
Just the podcast setup.
He's the main character, so Skeleton Bros. Oh man, that's hard.
Maybe at one point he's depressed, but like at certain other points he's not depressed.
Yeah, I think lack of interest is the way to do it. Don't make him go on these monologues about how like the walls are closing in and it feels like he can't get anything done because it's like everyone's going to feel like that's too cliched. Maybe just show lack of interest, like sort of a more is less approach if he's not doing as many things and you can kind of pull from that they're depressed. But anyway. All right. Evelyn says, "Oh, install. You'll finally be proud of me. Want to know why? Why, Evelyn?" Max says, "Because you suck." No, not good, Max. Don't do that, buddy.
That's kind of mean.
It's kind of mean.
Artie says, probably not because we still don't have enough information.
Referring to Destiny 2, I think.
Referring to Destiny 2.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see. Yeah.
All right. So our topic of the night is games that are free, like free to play. Now, the reason why we're doing this because Overwatch has a free to play weekend, which I'm not doing because my PC can't, or my Mac can't do it because it's not powerful enough.
I streamed it for a couple hours Saturday.
Yeah, I noticed. Did you have a lot of fun with it?
I had fun with it. I wouldn't say I had a lot of fun with it. It was like
okay.
It was enjoyable. I wouldn't pay for it. I'm kind of surprised. Just having played that game for 2 hours, I'm kind of surprised it's not free to play. It felt very, very much like TF2 to me. In fact, I think I probably enjoy TF2 more. And I was like, oh, but wait,
that Tracer booty though.
I played Tracer for maybe 20 minutes, and I was like, oh, wow, I really don't like how this character plays. And then I started playing Hanzo, which is this Japanese gentleman with a bow, and I really like archers and bows in games. So I was like, oh, this is cool. And I got Wombo, I'm going to prepare you for this. This is not me lying. This is a real thing that happened. I got not 1, but 6 kills in 1 life. 6 in Overwatch, playing against real other people.
That's better than I could do in TF2.
Which is like, I was very proud of myself because I'm traditionally very bad at these sorts of games. Oh, Shadow Thief, thank you for the host. Thank you so much. But yeah, Overwatch is interesting. I wouldn't pay for it. But it was a fun way to spend, my Saturday afternoon, I guess. Do you want me to go ahead and pull up your game?
Yeah. Let's talk about Team Fortress 2. What by the way, what? Well, we'll get to your game when you get to your game. I don't even know what. I think I know what Nostal's game is.
Yeah.
No, that doesn't matter right now. All right, Team Fortress 2. I'll be honest with you guys, I haven't played this game too much. In fact, I did play it for maybe a half an hour today just to catch up with it. And I do see it is actually pretty fun, even though this game is almost a decade old now.
Yeah.
And the reason why it's free to play now, because there's a lot of microtransactions to hats and I guess starter packs too. I guess the reason why it's fun to begin with is just the gameplay alone and the interaction between players too. And it's great that the game has team chat, TeamSpeak or wherever the hell it's called, because it wouldn't be as fun with multiple people. If you don't know what TF2 is, and if you're somehow on Steam, basically,
it's very simple. It's literally
it's basically red versus blue.
Yeah, I mean. And I that's not a criticism at all. I think that's why it works so well, actually.
And it's all based on the characters too, and not just the characters' attributes, but the personalities in itself.
Yeah.
And again, like Overwatch, but Overwatch has more characters now.
Yeah, I will say, and I understand that they're two different games, but the comparisons, at least for me, were very, very obvious.
I was first time I saw Overwatch. I thought, TF2 just in the style of gameplay, not in the style of how the game is, but the gameplay.
Yeah, it's like I want to talk real briefly about the simplicity of TF2. Like, to me, that's why it works. It's a very easy animation style. It's a very minimalist HUD. It's like it goes in, it feels very clean, it feels very simple. There are
It's
9 different
very
classes.
easy. It's
Yeah.
very easy to get into, and that's why and that's why a lot of people play it, even
Yeah.
still to
It's
this
like
day.
the first time I played TF2, I was like, I understand what's going on. This guy's named the Sniper because he snipes things. This guy's named the Pyro because he lights things. It's like, it's very, very easy to pick up. It's, hard to get good at. It takes a lot of skill,
No,
but,
yeah,
it's very easy to jump in and have fun. And even if you're not good at it, you can do that. With Overwatch, I was very overwhelmed. I was like, there's 20-something heroes, and they all have different powers, and I have no idea how I'm going to try these all, and I have no idea how I'm dying. I don't even really know what's happening around me. There's spells being cast, and people time traveling, and there's orbs being thrown at me, and, like, I have literally no idea what's happening right now.
with Overwatch though, there's actually more of a story put out there. Just you have to go online and look it up.
Right, and TF2 I think technically has a story, technically, but it's like saying Minecraft is a story. It's like, well, shut up. Like, it doesn't matter.
You
Like,
go to the end, and then you beat the dragon.
and they give you an 11-minute credit sequence where it's literally just 2 characters talking, telling you the story. And it's like, all right, well, that's one way to do it.
Okay.
But like TF2 is so easy to pick up and it's so accessible. It's like, it may not be your game, and that's fine,
No, but like it's certainly gaining a lot of it. It certainly has an audience because it's so casual.
Yeah, and it's very fun.
That's what we're looking for. And yeah, it's certainly fun. Even someone like me who hasn't played it that often, I can still find. I forget what mode I was playing. It was with the carts.
Payload race, yeah.
Or Payload Racer. That was fun.
Yeah, and it's like, even when. And like it's easy to say, well, I'm just playing a game to have fun. The reality of it is, usually when you're losing a lot in a game, it's less fun. It's fun to win. People like winning. That's fine.
Definitely. That's why there's competitive gaming in the first place.
Yeah, but like TF2, honest to God, is one of the few games I can play where it's like, even if I'm dying a lot, I still feel like it's a lot of fun because it's so fast-paced gameplay, and you're just going out there and it's like, hey, go shoot these guys, And it's like, even if someone's way more experienced than you, if you're smart about how you play it, you can win. So it's fun. It's just enjoyable.
I could say the same for Splatoon, but in ranked battles, you lose points, and then you get held back into like the easier ranks, which pisses me off.
Yeah, that's some League of Legends stuff right there. I assume. I don't play LoL, but I don't know. Once you start adding ranked gameplay, people get real serious real quickly, and typically that's when games are ruined for me. It's like, oh, I don't really care about this that much.
I used to be an A minus, then I got held back to a B plus, and I haven't played Splatoon since.
Sounds like grade school.
There's a lot of meows and woofs in the chat.
Yeah, do you want to take a break and catch up on chat?
Yeah, let's catch up on chat.
Okay. All right, catching. Bob Ross is streaming BRB, says Johnny. Sounds good. Evelyn says, I recorded the song that I made, if you remember. Yeah, I'd love to see it, Evelyn, if you're willing to send it to me. Don't feel like you have to, but... Hanzo is God, says Artie. Yeah, I liked playing Hanzo. He was real fun. I'm so happy nothing can make me mad right now, says Evelyn. Well, we're glad to hear it, Evelyn.
That's awesome.
Artie says, I've been playing Overwatch for like 20 hours straight. Jesus.
I haven't played Overwatch, but I heard a lot of people like the game.
Yeah.
So
Artie and Gethin are talking to each other back and forth. And then Evelyn says, I'm happy, meow, meow. To which Artie replies, woof, woof. Welcome, cats and dogs.
Woot. I guess the class that I have the most fun out of is Heavy and Pyro. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also like playing Scout too. I tried playing Spy at my last 30-minute playthrough before the show. It didn't exactly work out well because I kind of sucked at it.
Spy's real hard to pick up. I haven't put much time in on him. I main Heavy, followed shortly by Sniper. I'm actually really good at Sniper. And Medic is a distant third.
I haven't dabbled in this Sniper or Medic.
Okay.
I have, let me think, the Builder class.
Oh, yeah, Engineer. Yeah.
Engineer, I kind of tried it, but I couldn't really get into it.
He's kind of cool.
Scout, I like. Demo, I like too.
Demo's fun.
But,
yeah.
By the way, I should get into the YouTube videos that Valve released for each and every character. Is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah, if you want to get into TF2, and by the way, as the title suggests, free to play. You can jump in. There's no barrier to entry.
You don't have to pay. Yeah. You don't have to pay $500 for each hat unless you really want to.
And by the way, hats don't affect gameplay. Like, you can buy a gun, you can unlock guns and stuff like that do affect your stats, but everything's pretty balanced. Like, even if you just have the stock equipment, you're gonna be totally fine. Like, it's more how you want to play, but like, you could totally win a match just with all the basic bare bones equipment.
Exactly.
Yeah, everything's really balanced, which is nice. But yeah, like the backstory videos. There's 9 classes in the game, and each class has a backstory video on YouTube of like meet the pyro, meet the heavy, meet the scout.
Dude,
like
the pyro video is fucking. Sorry for my cursing.
No, you're fine.
I find the pyro video is my favorite because when he's burning everything, he thinks it's just like a machine that shoots out flowers to people.
Yeah, he's trying to be their friend, and that's why there's actually like, if we want to get real deep into this here for a sec, like there's an item in TF2 called the Pyrovision goggles, and if you're wearing the Pyrovision goggles, you see the game as he sees his world. And so you'll see like shooting like rainbows and stuff like that. And like, it'll say if someone like murdered you, it's like, Nostalgia just became friends with Wombo or something like that. And like, it even changes the text and everything. It's really good. It's fun. But it's a really clever game. And it's so like, it's just easy to pick up. It's like, it doesn't have to run on a very good computer. Like, it's totally fine. It
can run on my computer. That says a lot.
Yeah, and it's like, it's just, they really want to make this game available to as many people as they can, which is interesting. It never came to consoles, but that's sort of valid.
Oh, no, it can come to consoles once in the orange box.
Technically, but they also never updated it.
It just sucked.
Yeah. I don't know if it still technically runs. I don't know.
I don't know, but like, I know I've seen videos where like people are just glitching so they could go on top of like the buildings and go to places where the enemy can't shoot, but you can shoot.
Sure.
And like, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with Left 4 Dead maps where there's like hidden areas where you could like squeeze through, but the developers didn't intend you to go through, where you could kill zombies and walk through the entire map.
I like that. It's kind of weird.
No. It's cheating though, because you could,
I know it makes the game like unfair, but I always love just like janky weird stuff they released it with. It's like, oh, you can totally exploit this game. It's broken, but it's kind of fun.
Well, it's Valve, so.
That's true. That is true. But anyway, any closing thoughts on TF2?
Play it if you haven't already. Really fun, even though I kind of want to play a little bit more now.
Yeah. I used to play it for like an hour when I got home from school. I was like, oh, this is fun. This is enjoyable. My buddy Henry, he's put over 1,000 hours at TF2. He's real good at it.
Whoa.
He mains Soldier, and he has this thing that he described to me, and I quote, as being better than sex, unquote, which is, it's called the Market Gardener. And the Market Gardener is a shovel that the soldier can have. This is the name of a weapon. And it has a 100% critical hit rate if you hit someone with it while you're rocket jumping. And so his entire build, he has boots that reduce the damage he takes from rockets that he shoots. So what he does is he jumps, uses the rocket to propel himself up in the air, and as he's coming down, he takes out his Market Gardener shovel and slams someone in the head for a one-hit kill. And if you can do it all before you hit the ground, it's called a Market Gardener. And basically, regardless of the health they're at, you'll kill him if you do it all right. And so whenever we'd play with him, it'd be like, it was like a buddy cop moment of like looking to your right, and like, all right, man, you ready to go? And it's like, let's do it. And he like blows up, flies off into the air, comes down with the shovel, hits him in the head. And like, I'm playing heavy, so I have like a big minigun. But no, I love TF2. I stopped playing it because it is very repetitive.
Yeah. There is no doubt about that. This game is extremely repetitive, but there's still an audience for it. People love the game. Just, I didn't really get into it beforehand, but I could see why people like the game.
Yeah. And, like, again, I stopped playing it just because it was like, all right, I kind of get it. I don't really know how much more there is to do with it. But, like, there are people who have put in thousands of hours and are still going strong. So it's still a good game. It's given frequent support. They update it now and again with new items and stuff. So it's great.
Question, though. I noticed in the store there's like map stamps. Does that mean like it's opening new maps?
I don't know.
Like map stamps.
There's Valve approved maps that you can play on, and then you can go play basically you can like untick the Valve approved thing, and then you can go to a map that could be like a community made map, which is cool. But no, there's a ton of maps you can find, especially if you start going into weird obscure servers. You'll find really weird maps that are just like, oh, this is like a 3D render of like the Office set or something weird. Like, there's weird stuff. That's
the
something people
Office
do.
set, like
It's just
Steve
an example
Carell
out of my
Office.
butt,
Okay.
But it's real interesting, the community behind this game, and it's real fun to play, especially if you have a computer that's come out in like the last 5 years, just go play it for a couple hours, and it may not be your thing, but it may be, and it's free, so nothing to lose.
Yep. So what's your game, Nostal?
So my game, I haven't actually played that much, and I want to catch up real quick. Artie says the game is great. I love it, honestly. My first opinion on Overwatch is like, man, but after playing it, I really enjoy it so much. Makes me want it so much more now. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying Overwatch. Evelyn says BRB getting pie. Very mad. Sorry that you're mad, Evelyn. I'm not sure what about. Then Evelyn says, Nostal, are you ... I'm not sure. Hard to tell.
What's ... I
don't know. Two birds. Hard to say. More on the story as it unfolds. Anyway.
Very elusive.
My game is Star Wars The Old Republic. And
I haven't played it, so I can't say shit.
Well, the interesting thing is I've only played it for maybe 3 hours. Like TF2, when we talked about this, was my first thought. And then I was like, well, what's another free-to-play game I've played? Another one that came to mind is Poke MMO, but Poke MMO is not technically legal to play because it runs on ROMs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you own the game, I guess it's legal to play, which I do, so whatever. But Star Wars The Old Republic is... Actually, I hate more about this game than I like more about this game, but it does a lot of cool things. Which is it's World of Warcraft for Star Wars is the easiest way to describe this. It is in every way, shape, and means. You are a character. You are an MMORPG hero. There is this loose quest out there, but basically you need to go kill these types of monsters to level up more, to advance your levels on these classes, to go kill more monsters in more places with your friends. It's very much the MMORPG grind that has been a thing since WoW first launched. It does it well. It wasn't originally free to play, I don't think. I think they had to switch to free to play
I don't
later.
remember it. I don't remember it being. I remember seeing people sell it in stores at Walmart and stuff. So.
Yeah, and I know they still do that maybe for expansions and stuff, but unfortunately, it's a bleeding game. It does not have the player base that it once did. Which is just sort of the nature of free-to-play games, unfortunately.
This is made by BioWare, if I'm correct, right?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's there's some publishers won't even let developers put free-to-play in the title or description of their game because it has such a negative connotation. Which is I don't think it necessarily does, but for some reason in the industry, the words free-to-play are historically bad.
Here's the thing. Free-to-play is known for microtransactions, and lots of them. And, especially the mobile market for, having timers.
Right.
Yeah, that's caused free-to-play to go downhill. Or the name, just the name itself, free-to-play to go downhill. Yeah. Because it means, there's going to be a lot of microtransactions in this. There's going to be a lot of timers, and if I pay $1, then I'll instantly get my item or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Catching up real quick, Johnny says, pie, Nostal, shave. Yeah, people are telling me to shave. It might be time. You can't even... I'm a tiny box on this screen. This is way smaller than I usually am on stream. So don't wait till the one day a week where I have a tiny face cam to judge me on whether or not I should shave. Check yourself at the door, Johnny.
Do you have a Nostal cam or whatever just to make your face bigger?
Just enhance, just 8 times zoom.
Enhance.
I'll tell you what's going on, Wumbo, is everything is coming in nicely except for on either side of my mouth. It's bare in there, and everywhere else is great. So I got the mustache, I got the mutton chops, I got a little bit on the... Not the neck, but the underside of the...
I haven't shaved in a while either, so...
Okay. Well, I'm doing No Shave November. We're at about 3 weeks, plus a week at the end of October. So I'm at about a month right now.
Okay.
And I like it. I'm getting used to it, but it's not coming in here. And I gotta, it doesn't... The mutton chops are hard to pull off. If you're not Hugh Jackman, then people look at you strangely having mutton chops. And more than one person has called me Wolverine. So it's something. I don't know. More on this story as it unfolds. Don't be surprised if I just come into a stream one day completely shaven. I've certainly thought about it.
Nostal's faces. It's like as soft as a baby.
True story. Time Lord, don't it? Hey, how's it going, buddy? Thanks for being here. I'm doing quite well. How are you? Wow, Nostal says, Evelyn, what? Of course I'm proud of you, Evelyn. Of course I'm proud of you about the song you did, Evelyn. Max says, Nostal, have you ever played Saw? I have not played Saw.
Saw the game?
That sounds a little bit terrible, I gotta be honest.
Where am I seeing this in the chat?
It's a little bit up. It's up a tiny bit. Max.
Okay.
Max, don't say that. Don't say no one is proud of you. Don't be mean to Evelyn.
Yeah, don't be a butt in the chat.
Wait, Max, and then you're saying F you to Johnny. Come on, Max, we talked about this, buddy. Max, we talked about this. You can't be rude to people. I will mute you. I don't want to, but I will.
Don't be a butt in the chat.
Don't be a butt. Don't be a butt. You can have one. You're allowed to have one. Yes. Everyone's entitled to have a butt.
Just don't be a butt.
I won't take your butt away from you. I can, but I choose not to. You can keep your butt.
There's a lot of hearts going off in the chat.
A lot of hearts. Everyone be nice. Everyone be nice. All right. Yeah, this game's interesting. It's, I think, technically like, oh yeah, video games.
Video games. What we were talking about before.
I think it's like 75 years roughly after the KOTOR games, so it's same universe.
Okay.
Which might sound like a lot, but if you consider KOTOR as 4,000 years before the movies, it's like a drop in the bucket.
So it's intentionally supposed to be a quote-unquote sequel to KOTOR.
Sort of. Like, there are characters, she's like, oh, that big character from KOTOR was my grandmother. And it's like, okay, well, hard to believe considering you look exactly like her and are voiced by the same actress. So it's like, it's stuff like that that almost feel unnecessary. It's like, the thing I love about KOTOR more than anything is the story, and it's real hard to do an MMO with a compelling story. Just by its very nature, it's just hard to do. It's like no one talks about the story of WoW or Wizard 101 because it's WoW and Wizard 101.
But Wizard 101 has a very engrossing story.
Oh, it absolutely does. It's like everything's... Real talk, as someone who's played Wizard 101 in depth, like everything in that game is either stolen from Greek mythology or Harry Potter. Like, swear to God. Like, literally everything in that game. It's like, if you go into it not knowing anything about Greek mythology or Harry Potter, I'm sure you'll have a great time. But if you know either, like, anything about either of those things, and I know quite a bit about both of those things, it's like, wow, this is blatantly just, like, hey, we're going to change Hogwarts to Ravenwood, and just call it good. And just, it's the wizard school, and there's teachers that sort you into houses, and, like, I'm like, oh, wow, this is
Johnny Lawrence says Wizard 420. 420 Blaze it.
420 Blaze it. Speaking of which, Wumbo, I don't know if you know this. I beat Five Nights at Freddy's 420 mode legitimately for the first time.
I know you did. I saw it.
Yeah, I was excited about it. It was real cool.
Yeah.
Were you there that night? I forgot.
Yeah, I was.
Okay. Anyway, I was just thinking 420 Blaze it, so I had 2020 Blaze it, as the kids say.
420 Blaze? Well, yeah, you haven't done 1020 Blaze it, have you?
Shad says, or, which one?
FNAF 2 1020 Blaze it.
Oh, no, God. I gotta do it at some point, but Jesus Christ, man, it's so hard. It's so hard. Shad, welcome to the chat. How's it going, buddy? Thanks for being here. How's life treating you? I have a little bit of facial hair. A little bit. It's coming in strong here. Not so much here. This game's fun. It's good. You don't start off with a lightsaber, which I like. Like, KOTOR 1, you don't have a lightsaber for the first planet. And then you get to the Jedi Academy and you go through like this training montage. At the end of this like 3-minute cutscene, you have force powers and a lightsaber. And KOTOR 2 had a really interesting approach of like, hey, go to all these planets and do the main quest line. And at the end of the main quest line, you'll find a piece to this lightsaber. And like, you won't have your lightsaber crafted for like 15 hours into the game. So when you turn it on for the first time, it's such a good moment.
Like, so it's a bit of fetch quest just to build your lightsaber to begin with. So it feels... So you get a better feeling of having a lightsaber.
Sort of. I wouldn't necessarily call it fetch quest because it's more like complete the main quest line and then you get it as a reward basically. But like you don't get it till over halfway through the game. So by the time you have it, it's really cool. As opposed to something that's just kind of hey, gives it to you. I never got a lightsaber in this game. I only put maybe 3 or 4 hours into it. But I like this game a lot. It's fun. Star Wars is and probably always will be my favorite universe. Just in pop culture. So it's like, take the business model of WoW, which say what you will about it, but it works. That's why it's been around so long. And put a Star Wars skin on it. And I don't mean to, boil this game down to basics, but that's basically what it is. And that's not a criticism because it kind of works. It was fun. It was enjoyable. I'll probably never go back to it just because I'm not at a point in my life where I can sink 80 hours into a game. So it's like...
Okay.
It's really intimidating when they're like, hey, look at all these planets and quests you can do. And it's like, okay, cool. I can play maybe 2 hours of video games a week. So, off stream. I guess if I started streaming it, that would be the solution. But, I don't know. We'll see. But it's a fun game. I like it. If you like Star Wars, give it a go. It's free to play. So, again, you don't really have an excuse. The difference between this and TF2 is it does need a little bit of a good computer to run. Not a gaming rig or anything, but it takes
like
a little power.
When did this game come out? Like 2011?
Something like that. It's like you want to at least run it on an i3 processor or something like that. Like give it a little power.
And this is a BioWare game, which means you have to go through Origin, Right.
I think this technically has its own client. Cause
good. Because fuck Origin. Fuck it.
Yeah, Origin's pretty bad. Origin's pretty bad. Gethin' Umbrellas, how's it going, buddy? My drink just soaked me, says Shad. That's not good. Oh, you're playing Star Wars The Old Republic. We're technically talking about Star Wars The Old Republic. Okay. Artie says, a wild Nostal has appeared. Artie has captured Nostal 3 hours of training later. What? Nostal is evolving. Nostal has evolved into Nostal with facial hair. Aww. Evan says, Nostal, my dad and I are okay now. They don't hate me, or he don't hate me as much. That's awesome, Evan. Congratulations.
That's good.
I'm really happy for you. I know that was a point of contention for a while, but I'm really glad that's working out. Max says, my mind is telling me no, but my body is telling me yes. Okay.
Okay, that could mean a lot of things.
That could mean a lot of things.
Yeah.
It could also mean very few things. I think that's probably closer to what it actually meant. Shad said PlanetSide 2 is a great free game. I haven't actually played it.
I've never heard of it. Or never heard of it. I've never played it. I've heard of PlanetSide 2.
Yeah. Alright. So yeah, I don't have much more else to say about this game. Play it. It's good. It's probably not great, but it's good. It's fun. I had a group of friends I was going to play it with, and then they all got lives, and I was like, well, this sucks. Playing an MMO on your own is really depressing. It's like, oh, cool, there's no one to play this with me.
Yeah. But Giants Boy says, hey, Giants Boy.
Hey, Giants Boy. How's life treating you, buddy? Gethin' Umbrellas says, any strange dreams you've had? Probably. I don't really dream much.
No, not really.
Yeah. What about you, Wumbo? Do you have a lot of dreams?
No. Or no. I mean, I haven't had any strange dreams lately.
Okay. Alrighty. Shall we move on to the commercial, Wumbo?
Yep, we will move on to the commercial. This is a very odd commercial that I found today, and
that's so weird because usually our commercials are so normal.
Yes, indeed. I wanted to have a Japanese commercial on here, but this is just something better.
Real quick, Deadpoot, welcome to the Nostalgia family. Thank you so much. Everyone throw up those heart emojis, welcoming Deadpoot into our little merry band of misfits.
Deadpoot.
And then Shad says, I've been playing it since early 2013. I've even been in the patch notes for it. Just slide bragging rights. Wait, which are you referring to, Shad? PlanetSide 2? I think that's what he meant.
Yeah.
Evelyn said, yeah, we talked at a coffee shop. Nice, Evelyn. How did that go? Okay. And then Artie says, weeks of training later. What Nostal has evolved? Nostal facial hair evolved into Nostal with a lumberjack beard. Oh, man. I don't think we'll ever see that. I think that's one of those Pokemon
just like a ginormous poopy.
I think that's one of those Pokemon you hack into the code and you find out was going to be a thing, but never actually ended up existing.
All right, artists in the chat and YouTube viewers,
do that. Just a lumberjack beard.
Exactly.
Or don't. Better yet, don't. Way better idea. Just don't. Just don't do that one.
No, I'm requesting.
Oh no.
Them to just draw the stall with.
I'll make it my Twitter logo for one day. Anyone who sends me a lumberjack, a picture of me, like fan art of me with a lumberjack beard, I'll make it my Twitter profile picture for one day. 24 hours. That's the deal.
You give me an idea now. I could just fuck around in Photoshop later, but.
Fair enough. Hey, thanks for being here. Let me introduce you to my friend who's starting his own stream, Deadpoot. Well, hi, Deadpoot. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Deadpoot.
Any friend of Giants Boy is a friend of ours.
Howdy, Deadpoot.
Johnny says, I want to see Nostal shave. I'll do it. I'll live stream it. It would take some work, but I could figure it out. I need a really long USB cord extension would be the thing, but we could figure it out. Okay. Chet says, I'm going to go poof for another 6 months. I'm expecting you to have a lumberjack beard when I pop back in. Oh, I'll be shaving within 6 months. I can tell you that. Maybe not shaving at all, but I'll be trimming in 6 months. But anyway, ready to go?
All right. Yes, I am. Oh, oops, headphones fell out. All right. Nostal?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if my headphones busted.
It is okay, Wumbo. I forgive you.
All right.
Jesus forgives you too. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not actually sure what Jesus is or isn't doing.
Thank you, Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus. Love you, bud.
Love you.
All right.
All right. Hidden play in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This commercial is a Mario Party 4 commercial.
This is like the most generic children living room I've ever seen in my life.
Still, it's... Wait, which one are you doing?
Mario Party 10 Bowser TV commercial.
Wrong commercial.
What are you playing?
Maybe I sent you the wrong link.
Oh, wait, no, I'm absolutely... Hang on.
Yeah, I think you sent me the wrong link. Here's the link.
Oh, wait, hang on. Yeah, we messed up, folks. Hang on. I'm going way back.
I think...
Is it Mario Party 4 commercial?
Yes.
Okay, so you remember how we said, hey, this has autoplay on it?
Yeah.
So it played like 10 clips past that.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, never mind. Take 2, everybody. Take 2. We messed up. We done goofed. Goofed it up.
I didn't... I know what commercial you're talking about. I didn't pick that one because I thought it was a little dull.
No, it's. I was watching it and I was like, this looks very much like every other Nintendo commercial I've seen from the last 5 years. But okay, no, we're fine. All right, I am now on the Mario Party 4 commercial. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
technical difficulties here. All right. Playing the actual commercial in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play. Now this is a commercial.
Jesus. Oh my. This is scary. This is like...
This is awesome.
This is like... This is like the second half of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared when everything goes wrong. Like, that's what this reminds me of.
Oh fuck, Yoshi got
like, you could literally just take this commercial and add on to the end of it, remember kids don't do acid, and it makes sense. It makes perfect sense. Like, that's literally the one tagline this commercial was missing. Just remember kids, this is the face of drugs. I mean, let's be totally honest. Yoshi wasn't batting 1,000 before we got here. Like, Yoshi's already got some problems. Sticking that tongue out. Look at all the things Yoshi has licked over the years, Wumbo. That's not normal.
That's true, but then Mario falls off the roof while skiing off the roof.
Hey, do we assume that Yoshis are meant to be ridden, or is this like a non-consensual like thing going on here?
I don't know, but he has a saddle on his back, so...
Well, are they born that way, though? Like, horses aren't born with saddles on their back.
I don't know.
They
never explain it.
There's some real deep philosophical questions going on here.
Indeed.
If you guys want to like let me know, like send me messages on Twitter. What are your theories about, are Yoshis meant to be ridden, or did we, like, how weird is that one? But we just one day looked at a horse and we were like, you know what, we need to start riding these. Think of how weird that is.
Maybe because like some guy said, hey, that looks fast. Let's put a saddle on it and then we could ride it.
But like, we don't ride sheep. We don't ride swordfish.
Because sheep don't run as fast as horse.
That's true.
And swordfish, they're slimy and deadly.
I love how neither of those facts are like, and those are underwater. It's like, because they're slimy and deadly. The two top reasons that we don't ride swordfish.
Okay. Do you ride sharks too?
It's true. Shad in the chat says we don't ride cheetahs. That's also a good point. Probably because we couldn't catch them though.
That's true. They're also too small, comparably to horses.
I want a penguin that's twice my size that I can ride on the back of. That's just all I want. Is that too much to ask for? Is that really too much?
Also give it hugs.
Yeah, I just want a big, fluffy, 10-foot tall penguin. That's all I want. That's all I've ever wanted. I just want like a Snorlax-sized penguin. That's all I want. It's literally all I want in life.
I mean, there are giant Snorlax pillows that exist.
This is true. It's not alive though. That's just a pillow. Like, I want an actual big old giant penguin. Shad says we don't ride German shepherds. This is also true. Okay, I'm catching up on the chat now.
That's true, but like I can compare it to like fucking horses are bigger than German shepherds.
Everyone says, hey Nostal, what are you doing after the stream? I am working on math homework a little bit, and then I am going to sleep. Johnny says, when I get a Range Rover super short, I'm going to blast the song Closer. Baby, pull me closer in the backseat of your Rover than I know that I have.
What?
I think that sentence got away from me, but it was probably my fault, not yours, Johnny.
Okay then. Artie says, Dead Mario, totally not copywritten from Dead by Daylight.
Can't imagine, yeah. Giant Smoke says, BRB, have to show them around more. No worries. People are confused about the commercial.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
That's almost the point. That's almost the point. Yeah. Don't hug me, I'm scared, says Max. I forgot about that. It's creepy as hell. You're not wrong.
What's your favorite idea?
Mine is being creative. How do you get an idea?
Yeah. I just started thinking creatively.
That's so good. And then they made like 9, and we're like, oh, all right, you need to stop. We're in salad fingers.
5.
Have they made 5?
Yeah.
I just assumed they made too many. I stopped watching after 2. But everyone says my dad told me something. What did your dad tell you? Yes, they are. Ferrari of the 1800s, says Johnny, referring to horses. That's smart. That's like a pamphlet you see outside of an old saloon of like the Ferrari of the 1800s. Get a horse. It's like, oh, cool. I need that. I don't know how they know what Ferraris are out in the 1800s, but cool. Awesome.
Gendabro says, "Hey Wumbo, hey Nostal Wumbo, say my YouTube channel. I hope I get better from the cringe." Yeah, I think I sent you a video from Gendabros, right?
I think so. Yeah, we talked about this. We talked about this. One of the videos got like, what was it, 10,000s or hundreds of thousands?
No, 500,000.
That was crazy.
Like, dude. That's impressive.
You have already achieved something that most people work their whole life towards. Yeah. Like, you just gotta hone it in. You're doing great. It doesn't even matter. Like, it doesn't matter if people like that video or hate that video. It doesn't matter at all. The fact that you have a video with that many views means you now have a name for yourself, which is awesome. It's like, that's the hardest part, is getting noticed. And you got noticed.
Only problem is that video was a couple years ago now, so...
Even so, though, like, you could still capitalize off of that. It'd be hard, but, like, ask yourself what made people watch that and capitalize off of that. Like, you'll be great. No makeup with sweatpants on, says Max. Okay. More on the story as it unfolds. Everyone says my dad said that he is sorry. And then she says, I love you, Nostal, but we love you too.
Aw, love you too. I like how Artie mentions a scene from Harold and Kumar with lots of weed. I remember that scene. That's
Wait, Chad. We do ride cheat as Harold and Kumar did with lots of weed. I don't watch Harold and Kumar.
That movie's fucking stupid, man. It's the
like
one where they go
to movies.
It's the one where they go to White Castle and then they run into a cheetah and then they get it high so it won't attack them.
This sounds like most stoner movies. This actually sounds like The Interview. I'm not sure why, but this kind of sounds is giving me interview vibes right now. But anyway, shall we call the show here?
Yeah, we should probably call the show here.
Alrighty.
Thanks everyone for watching. The entire stream again will be posted on my YouTube channel probably by tomorrow, and then we have After Dark, which is the after show, which will probably
Wait, no, we can't say that on this show. That's an exclusive on the other show.
Exactly. If you're watching this on YouTube, subscribe to me, subscribe to Nostal, even though he doesn't have anything on his YouTube channel yet. Watch this on Twitch, live 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time every Sunday night.
Mm-hmm.
Follow us on Twitter, and if you want to be a guest on the show, just message us on Twitter or whatever. And that's about it. Artie says, Wumbo, new Harold and Kumar friend. Thank you.
A Lamborghini is faster than a cheetah, says Max. True story. But
Lamborghinis weren't made.
Also true.
Until like the 1950s. We were riding horses and buggies since the 1800s.
They call Clydesdales the Lamborghinis of the 1800s.
Makes sense?
They don't call them that. That was a lie.
I don't even know what the fuck a Clydesdale is.
Oh, it's a type of horse. You don't know what a Clydesdale is? Clydesdales are like big old horses with little white furs on their feet that makes it look like they're wearing little boots.
Okay.
Yeah, they're big old horses.
Okay.
Anyway, have a good night, everybody. Let me make sure I read all the messages. Blue jacket, blue tee, blue jeans, blue shoes. You feeling blue there, Shed? It's a lot of blue.
Blue, da-da-dee-da-da, da-da-dee.
That's a good song. Started Iron Man 3, true story. Gethin says, not to brag, but did you see all my subscribers? You're doing quite well, Gethin. You're going to go.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well.
I have no doubt. You're going to be awesome. You already are awesome. Wumbo's background is messier than my room, says Shad. Shots fired.
It's my garage.
All right, we got to take off, guys. We love you. Take care. Have a phenomenal night. I'll be back at 8 p.m. Pacific time tomorrow night, as Wumbo said.
Laundry.
It's laundry. They do laundry there. That's where they make the laundry things. Yeah, check us out on YouTube. This will go up on Wumbo's YouTube tomorrow. After Dark will go up the following day. That's our exclusive show where we talk about literally anything but video games.
Exactly.
Follow us on Twitter, as Wumbo said. I'm just repeating everything Wumbo said, so I'm going to shut up now. Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
I think I triggered Wumbo. What?
Bye.
You did not trigger me. Just joking. Bye.
Bye.